I haven't stepped foot in a barbershop in almost 10 months. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sure if I'll ever go back. But before you judge me, give me a moment to explain to you why I walked away. If you don't know who I am, my name is Earl Clarkson. I'm a college dropout. I didn't grow up middle class. My credit was ruined before 18. And for the last 8 years, I've been serving tables and living off of failed side hustles. But now I'm in my 30s and I'm completely switching gears. I'm starting over by correcting all of my mistakes and becoming a completely new person because I'm on a mission to build a multi-million-dollar empire right here. And I'm just bold enough to document it. This is 0 to free. See, growing up, getting a haircut was a non-negotiable. My dad had 6 boys and 1 girl. And for as long as I can remember, he was a barber. That was until he decided to go full-time with being a photographer. But that also meant that we spent our whole childhood in barbershops and at photography studios. So the idea of me deciding to walk away or never go back to a barbershop, it just never crossed my mind. It also meant that me growing up with free haircuts all my life, I felt insane the first time I decided to pay somebody else to cut my hair. See, where I'm from, the idea of a fresh haircut, it means so much more than just some weekly maintenance or some beauty symbol, right? Especially for men, it almost becomes like this status, you know? And I mean, there are jokes, like literally we'll crack jokes about how if a man gets a fresh haircut, he becomes a new person. Or how a man getting a fresh haircut is equivalent to a woman putting on a full face of makeup. But we've all been that guy that got out the chair, walked over to the mirror at the barbershop, start rubbing on our face, and all you're thinking in your head is, you about to get late. And as I got older, I did what most teenagers did. I thought I was way cooler than what I actually was. I was trying to play that pretty boy role, you know? And I'm a little embarrassed to say that shit actually walked with me through my 20s, which means that I cared way too much what way too many people were thinking about me. And that was even after I had got dreads, which was half of my life. I went every other week to make sure that my lineup was fresh because I'd be damned if anybody talked about me. So the question is like, what the hell will possess me to divorce all of a sudden something that's been a part of my life for my whole life? On top of that, contemplating at the age of 31 if I'll ever walk back into a barbershop. Okay, to be fair, I didn't actually stop grooming myself. And I'm really sorry about baiting you in like that. But I did shift from going to the barbershop to cutting my own hair. It had nothing to do with the barber. Kevin's great. It had nothing to do with the shop, but it had everything to do with me and my future goals. See, we live in this world today. We live in this social media shit. And it's increased our desire to be liked and approved like exponentially. And because of that, we spend so much time comparing ourselves to other people, which is killing our happiness and our ability to make progress. And if you haven't heard me say it before, Rebecca and I are on a journey to become financially free. I cut 60% of my monthly expenses. Getting my hair cut just happened to be one of them. So I did the math and I spent $60 every other week. That's $120 a month or $1,440 every single year. That doesn't include the months that we had special occasions and I had to freshen up. So I'm sure that number is a lot higher than what I'm saying. But after me and Beck were able to dive through the numbers, we decided that we needed to find an alternative. Lucky for me, my birthday was coming up. So I just decided to ask for a pair of clippers and she was able to find them for less than $100. Yes, we literally invested in clippers for less than what it was costing me for 1 month of maintenance. And I've been able to cut my hair every single week now for the last 10 months. So that's $120 a month times 10 months minus the $100 initial investment. That means that with every other week getting my hair cut, I've saved $1,100. But if we were to calculate that with me cutting my hair weekly, it would be somewhere around a ballpark of $2,300. But let's be honest, I wouldn't be getting my hair cut every week if it was $60 a pop. So in 2.5 months, I will have saved $1,340. And guess what? All of that extra cash I can take and throw towards my debt. And once that's paid off, I can take that money and invest it or just put it towards something that's actually going to better serve us than just monthly maintenance. Okay, let's be honest. That's not a lot of money, and I know it. But there's an American study that says that Americans spend between $25 and $45 billion, billion with a B, on haircuts every year. And men, we're a big chunk of that. With the average haircut for a man is ranging nowadays around $50. That's not including tip. I hope you tipping, bro. Now that don't sound like much until you shift the way that you're thinking about it. Because remember, wealth is a mindset. So let me break this down for you. I did a little research on my own, and I found that where I live here in the Midwest, the average cost per credit hour for the community college is at $100. That literally means that you can do 2 part-time semesters every year and increase your chances of making more money later by simply making the decision to cut your own hair. I know, maybe I'm reaching, but maybe that's the mindset it takes to go to the next level, that you gotta look and dig for it. And that's not all. You ever had that friend that's way too spiritual and they tell you, brother, if God can't trust you with a little, he ain't gonna give you a whole lot. That's just it. A lot of shifting your mindset, your life, and cutting back, it's not just about saving another dollar. I mean, because let's be honest, you can really only cut back so much. No, it's about building character, building discipline, and becoming somebody who's capable of building that kind of wealth. It's about becoming somebody that God can trust. So every move, every strategy, and every discipline that Rebecca and I make now, it's really just with the intent of us being capable of more later. The ability to say no and to be consistent, to be content with just a little, it's unmatched. Who knows? These lessons may serve us in another season when we're trying to build assets. I mean, I know it's only $120 right now, but we can't look at it like that. We got to look at it and think about it as if it's $12,000, because that's a lesson we'll need. And I promise you, it's a lot less expensive to learn that lesson now than it is later. And lastly, it's removing my desire to be accepted. I mean, honestly, I could care less these days. I mean, yeah, I still care how I look to some extent, but I mean, I can't tell you how many times I done walked out of this house with an asymmetrical haircut on top. I've literally butchered the hell out of my haircut, but I don't care. I still go to work with complete confidence. I figured I'll get better one day, right? Because like anything else, man, the more you practice, the better you get. Now, I can't ignore truth, because truth is unfortunate, but it's true. We're all humans, and as humans, we tend to judge each other. So I'm not exactly suggesting that you go 10 months without cutting your hair or doing anything, because walking around like a Neanderthal can really stunt your growth out here in this world. Trust me, I've tried to do it. Ask Rebecca. It's not all bad, is it? Because I've found that in spite of what people say or what they think, being well groomed and having on a decent set of clothes, honestly, it kind of increases my value and how I feel about myself as well. And I don't know if you know, but we actually don't spend much money on clothes. And so for me, being able to cut my hair every single week actually makes up for a lack of clothing options. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video and hopefully you got something out of it. If you have a moment, please drop down ways that you're saving money or what may be your equivalent to you not going to the barbershop. Again, I'm just trying to build a community here. So whatever you've done that helped you, please share it so that maybe I can implement it in my life and it can also be a help to me. Thank y'all so much. Y'all be blessed.